So today I'm going to be recreating a Star Wars video game in Lego. Let's see what happens. Because there's so many Star Wars video games out there, it was pretty hard to choose. But at the end, I decided to go with Battlefront 2 because it's my favorite and also one of the best Star Wars games to ever exist. I'm recreating this scene on the planet Vardos where this AT-ST is getting shot and blown up by two members of the Inferno Squad which just defected from the Empire, who were driving an AT-AT and planning to destroy anti-aircraft cannons that were shooting at fleeing civilian shuttles. Now let's get building. I started by building this very cool custom AT-ST model made by Lego Provo Bricks. I will link his channel in the description so you can also check out all of his great custom Lego models. Now that we're done building the AT-ST, let's take a look how it came out. This AT-ST model is packed with detail and it is surprisingly minifigure scale. You can pose his legs in many different ways, which is great for different terrain. Last but not least, you can move his head very freely and you can open the top to put a minifigure inside. I really like how this AT-ST came out and I would recommend it to everybody that's looking for a custom AT-ST model that is very unique. Now that we have taken a look at the AT-ST, let's start building. First, I started with building the base of the MOC itself, and the base will be 2 layers of bricks on their sides. The base will also be all dark bluish gray because that's the color of the road in the game. The base will also have lots of slopes on the edges to make it more realistic and for me to experiment with that technique. One of the slopes I used was this very cool rock one. It helped me add a lot more realism to the edge of the MOC. When building the base of the MOC, I also used lots of snot bricks to add base plates onto the MOC later. For the plates, I used a lot of 2x6 plates and a lot of wedge plates to complement the slopes on the side. Now I am building the second layer of the base and at the same time putting all the plates on. Now that we're done with the base and the plates, we can put on the tiles. I started with putting white lines to symbolize the lanes on the road. After that, I started making the light bluish gray sidewalk and other little details. One part that really smoothed my road out was this rounded 1x1 tile. And as you can see, it really works well. Another very useful piece that I used in this MOC was a 2x2 half tile, half stud tile, or whatever it's called. This helped me have a balance of studs and tiles, and it added more places where I could put my minifigures in. Okay, now that we're done with the road and the tiles, let's finish up the base because on the back, it has too many holes, which doesn't look that good. But before we do that, I got a new table to build my MOCs on in the mail, so let's assemble it. The table looks great and it has a lot of space, which means I could do 2 videos here at once, which is always great. I used slopes, cheese slopes, and tiles to fill in the holes at the back of the MOC, and it came out pretty good. Now that we're done with the MOC itself, it is time to pick out and position the minifigures. I picked 2 of the newer style stormtroopers and I swapped out their helmets with a 2014 style helmet because, well, I think it's better. Afterwards, I armed them with 2 blasters and I took off their heads and arms. But it's for better positioning. Now that we're done with the minifigures, let's make the explosion on the AT-ST. I used these whistle-like pieces to make the explosion, which are made out of blue shields and red lasers to hold up on the AT-ST. Finally, after hours of hard work, sweat, and tears, I present to you the finished MOC. This MOC includes 3 minifigures. I added 1 dead stormtrooper in because I felt that the MOC was a little bit plain. I really like how the arm positioning for one of the stormtroopers came out, and hopefully the stormtrooper won't get stepped on by the AT-ST. I also added small fires here and there to add more feeling to the battle-torn road. I also really like how the slope edges of the MOC came out, and I think it adds better feeling to this MOC. This MOC also has around 600 pieces in it. The positioning of the ATST is very cool, and I like how one of his feet are in the air because of the impact of the explosion. This mock took me around 2 weeks to complete, and I really like how it turned out. I would really want to hear your guys' opinion, and what would you do differently? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.